Buckle up, it's the Junk Monk Podcast.
Welcome to the Junk Monk Podcast. I'm your host, Kandyce Sloan, who you know from Instagram at Hardens and Hard Hats.
And I'm Noah L, your co-host, who you know from Right Now.
If this is your first time listening, let us fill you in. We are picking up where the Junk Monk Podcast left off, hosted by Keiko Agena and Will S. Choi. I was a big fan of their podcast, and I was really sad to see that they had stopped making their show, so I decided to pick it up and managed to find me a co-host.
See, they had a little gimmick, so here's our little gimmick. Will and Keiko did their show a little drunk, and we're going to do our show with a little junk. So I've got my junk food here, and it's cereal in a Ziploc bag. I know, classy.
Muy classé. And I have got my goldfish crackers, also muy classé. Also, you must know that I've seen every episode of Monk, and I'm a huge fan. Started watching in about 2007, and for the most part, I watched it as it aired.
I was born in 2007, so wasn't really watching it as it aired, you know. And I've basically only seen the pilot episode and this episode, and a few scattered here and there in different seasons.
Our podcast will pay homage to the Drunk Monk quite a bit, but we will have a lot of original stuff too.
So if you're ready to start the show, Toby, take it away, my man. Toby?
Toby. Okay, so here's the thing. Toby doesn't have any equipment with him, so I guess we'll just have to tell you what's up. So this is actually a destination podcast. So we're not in our normal studio. We do have our little setup here, or our makeshift kit.
Deal.
But yeah, Toby, I mean, we'll give Toby a pass. This is his first time in Austin. You know, he is a world traveler. He's been to China.
He's been to China multiple times.
Yeah, he actually was kidnapped by Randy Newman, in case you didn't know that, Noah.
I did not.
Yeah, he actually was.
Very
Matt Damon tried to save him, but he brought us somebody else. I mean, it was a whole thing. But anyway, so we'll give Toby a pass on this one. Just because, you know, I mean, we did manage to bring our equipment, but I mean,
it's episode 2.
It's episode 2. Okay,
we'll give him a break.
Okay, so let's do our own transition. To help Toby out a little bit.
Yeah,
okay, so here we go.
Here's what happened.
Okay, so here is what happened. This is episode 7 in the 4th season of Monk. It is called Mr. Monk Goes to a Wedding. So here's what happened. In the opening scene, we see a wedding photographer blackmailing someone over the phone in a spa. He is upset when he doesn't receive his money, and then immediately gets murdered by a mystery assailant and thrown in a mud bath. The main storyline is Natalie's brother is getting married. When her date cancels at the last second, Randy fills in. During the festivities, Randy is actually hit by a car in the parking lot by the same mystery assailant. This is the first crime to be investigated, as the wedding photographer is discovered later. Randy is shown photos of everyone invited to the wedding except the bride, Teresa Scott. It turns out she's a black widow.
What?
Natalie's brother is her third husband, and Disher is finally able to identify her as Darlene Coolidge, which was her which was her which was her alias when she was with her second husband, I think. And then she, at the end of the episode, tries to make off with the private jet of Natalie's father. So it was a pretty bold move. But Natalie tackles her heroically in the end and saves the day.
What a gold digger, am I right?
Absolutely. So, Noah, what did you like about this episode?
All right. Well, let me pop a little bit of a crunchy crunch. Wait, no.
Okay, I'll pop my crunchy crunch.
Okay. I love the crime. I loved how it was shot. Like, it was very mysterious. I don't know if that's like the deal with all the episodes, if they're shot that well, but like I was like, well, I don't know. The crime was more intriguing, very, very intriguing to me. All right, I'm gonna pop mine now.
All right. Okay, so I actually like when I think it's like the second scene that we see. Randy wants Natalie to take him to the wedding because we find out that her date has canceled last second, and the banter between them was really cute. And she says, "You're just the buffer, like you're just the buffer between me and my parents. I cannot get through this without somebody."
He goes, "I'm very buff."
He says that, she's like, "You're just a buffer," and he's like, "I can be a buffer. I'm buff." And then also, I think she's like, and separate bedrooms. And he's like, oh, absolutely. Like, implied. It was really cute. I really liked that banter. And I also liked when Stottlemyre was at Monk's apartment, because Natalie and Randy were off at the wedding, right? And Stottlemyre's with Monk, and Monk's actually like kind of sad. Like, he's really sad. I guess he's just really sad because Natalie's missing. I kind of didn't get that, but I guess because he's like sitting at his dining table, and Stottlemyre's like, all right, I'm going to go. And he's like, yep, I'll be here. Fine, I'm fine. Just sitting here alone.
That was really sad scene.
And then
hit me.
Yeah, and then
and
then Stottlemyre, he's like, actually, you know what? You know who had a really good wedding?
Oh yeah,
you and Trudy.
Oh, Stottlemyre.
And then Monk kind of perks up, and he's like, yeah, we did. And he's like, how about you show me that wedding album? And then they go look at the wedding album and look through it. And that was really sweet.
And he's like pointing to it, and he's like, oh, look at this one. Like, you know, I really like that. I had that down as well.
That was really sweet.
Is that all you have?
No, I have some. You can go though if you have anything.
You were talking about Natalie schemes, and then last episode.
Yeah, love a good Natalie scheme.
This one was not very Natalie scheme, like she figured it out, but I wrote Natalie scheme-ish.
Okay.
You know, because I thought it was like she proved herself. You know, like whenever she saves her brother from his wife.
Oh, yeah. Are you talking about specifically at the end or just
I'm specifically at the end when she's like holding him at knife point and holding him hostage.
And she takes her heel and she puts it in
I was
throat.
like, holy gosh.
Yeah.
Relax, Natalie.
What did she say?
She's like, don't mess with my family. We have enough problems already.
Yep. That was a great line. That was awesome.
I love that one.
Okay, another funny part. Oh my jeez. When Monk asks the stripper from the bachelorette party to come down to the crime scene, he goes up to get Natalie and says, we need you down here. And he's like, he should come too. And he's talking to the stripper. And then whenever him and the stripper are leaving the hotel room, he's like, oh wow, you're really buff. You use that boombox to work out or something? And the guy's like, something like that. And then Monk's like, oh yeah, I've been looking into Pilates. I was like, what a random Monk-ism for him to say that he's been looking into Pilates. Like, can you ever imagine Adrian Monk doing Pilates? Like, no.
I love that scene. Okay, I have some quotes. One of mine is Natalie, they're walking up to their parents in the gigantic
wedding venue,
right? Mm-hmm. And she says, she's like talking about her mother to Randy. She's like, she has two hobbies, playing tennis and making me feel like dirt. I loved that line.
Yeah, her parents are the worst too. They're really bad.
Oh, but they have a little redemption scene where her mom does at the end, where Natalie's playing the piano and her mom comes down from the stairs behind her. There's a picture of Natalie and
her husband
Mitch, her dead husband, on the wall, and she takes it off the wall and puts it on the piano with the rest of the family. And I thought that was that actually was a really good redemption moment for the mom, because she's one mean cat for most of it. I also like I didn't finish explaining the stripper thing. I have it on the next part. When the captain and Natalie have to explain to Monk, because they're actually down there, and he's like, hey, Monk's asking the stripper, like, hey, what do you think about this? And the stripper's just like standing there, and they're like, Monk, you know that he's a stripper. Oh, and, yeah.
And he's like, I don't think so. And they're like, you didn't notice his name tag? Dr. Feelgood? And then Leland Stottlemyre is like, he has one sticking out of his pocket or out of his belt or something. And he's like, I thought he lost his billfold. And then he's like putting it all together. And then that's when he drops the mud on his shoe. That whole thing, that was really funny. Mm-hmm. You have anything else?
Like you were talking about earlier, when Stottlemyre's about to leave and Monk's like, don't go. Or is like trying to make it feel bad. I have that down. Alone, all day, here.
Yeah, that was cute. So my last thing that I have is Monk's stalling speech. So he's trying to stall the bride from taking the
yes,
brother
yes,
away. And like she's like trying to leave early, and
ball recitation.
and he gets up on the stage and makes a toast, and a really long toast it's not really a toast, it's just a stalling speech. And then he calls Julie, Natalie's daughter, up on the stage and it says, and he's like, oh, she's gonna recite a poem for you, and it's like, it's not a sweet poem, it's just a random poem she learned from school. And at the end it says, do you think at your age this is right? And then she gets off the stage. And then Monk repeats it, and he's like, do you think at your age this is right? That always gets me.
I wrote that down too. That always gets me.
Oh, okay, that was my last thing, and that's too much. I can't.
Okay, this is my last thing. Oh my gosh, when her mom steals the blood off the crime scene, off the guy's pants.
Yes. Oh, that was good.
And she's like, oh well, I needed to change the tablecloths because they're hideous, and she's like, Mom, that's a felony.
Yeah.
You can't take stuff from a crime scene. She says that the tablecloths are a felony.
That was so good. I love that. She's like, do you think you'll like the shade? And she's like, khaki? And she's like, no, the blood. It's a beautiful crimson. That was good.
I love that. Okay.
Okay, so what did you not like? Do you have anything for that?
I have nothing. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing.
Wow. Okay. I have two things, but they're really not that bad. Okay, no. Listen. You're going to like the first one. I think you might even agree.
Okay.
I wanted to see Natalie and Randy on there, not a date. Like,
oh, yeah.
right?
And it got ruined. He was like,
he gets
okay, no, I get that.
Right? Okay, so you agree.
Ew, I ship Natalie and Randy.
See? I told you. You'd agree. Whoa. What did you say? Rattly?
Rattly.
Well, either that or Nandy.
Nandy's way better, but okay. Rattly.
And then, so my other thing would be, and again, this is just my personal opinion, this is a very Natalie-centric episode, and there are other Natalie-centric episodes that I can think of that I like better. So again, it's not really even a diss to this episode.
No, I get it.
But you get what I'm saying. Even
Definitely.
like the first episode that she's ever on, I think is better than this one. I don't know. I don't think you've seen that one. But
I don't. I haven't.
You'll see it someday. But
I probably have.
I think it's better.
Don't remember.
And I definitely can think of one later that I like better. But anyway, so yeah, that's it for me too.
Yeah.
So I think we're ready for our next segment, which is
He's the Guy. All right. Do you have anyone?
I do, actually.
Oh, okay.
Do you have anyone?
I do. I had to look mine up.
Okay. I'll let me go because I think I'll probably have more than you.
Well, let me go.
Are you sure? I have three.
Because I won.
Okay, well. All right.
Because I'm a brat, so.
Oh, okay.
I want to go first.
Okay.
All right. For my Here's the Guy, I have the mom, Holland Taylor, which I had to look up. And I didn't know this. I didn't even know they were coming out with the second. I've seen this movie. It's on Netflix. It's called To All the Boys I've Loved Before. Okay. And it's about this girl, and she like writes letters to all the biggest crushes she has, but she doesn't send them. It's just like a way to get out her feelings, right?
I've seen that
you've seen that? And her little sister like sends it to all of them because she doesn't have a boyfriend. She's like, she needs a boyfriend, right?
Oh my gosh,
so she sends them all out, and they're like, what the heck? And so they're coming out with the second one, I guess, and she's in that. Okay. Holland Taylor's in that.
Okay. All right. So I have her too, and I actually could not figure out where I knew her from. I just knew she was really famous. So I did have to look it up, and she's on 2.5 Men, which is one of those popular shows like ever. And she plays Evelyn Harper, which I want to say is the mom to Charlie Sheen because I think his last name's Harper. But anyway.
All right.
So my other two are, one is the little boy. His name was Nephew on the credits. His name is Connor Ray.
He was the little boy who was like, he's messing with my food.
Yeah, he's trying to separate his food. That actually was really cute too.
That was really cute. I love that.
So I could not figure out where this little boy was from, and now I know why, because he had like one credit. It was according to Jim, which starred Jim Belushi, and I used to watch that show when I was younger. It came on around the same time as like George Lopez, My Wife and Kids, and stuff like that. So that was him. And then my last, he's the guy is the Black Widow, and I bet a lot of you recognize her. Her name is Ashley Williams, and she was on How I Met Your Mother. And I think her name was Victoria, and she was Ted Mosby's girlfriend for like a really, really long time.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah. So if you're good with he's the guy,
all right. We'll segment into a little bit of plot hole. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That was bad. Okay, wait.
Here we go.
Toby, come on, man.
Help us out. We're trying to help you out. Help us out.
All right,
Okay,
ready.
Plot holes.
All right.
I mean, Toby, we usually count, behind the scenes, but Toby. Am I right, ladies and gents? Toby. All right.
Can I go first? Because I'm
also, can I say, if you can hear people in the background, like I said, we are in an Airbnb, so we've got some.
It's the neighbors.
It's the neighbors. Somebody call the cops. No, I'm just kidding. We are with other house guests in here, so we locked ourselves in the main room with the desk and the desk chairs, and we have a sign that "Do not disturb, do not enter" sign. So hopefully they abide by it, because we're
little punks. This is to you and you only.
For serious. Okay. All right. So go ahead.
Natalie just now mentioned she's loaded with the cash monies.
Yeah.
Like,
that's a good one. I actually like that one.
Oh yeah, that's actually my dad.
The Davenport.
Yep.
That's a good one. I actually like that one. You know what? I actually really like that one. So Monk is a private detective. Yes, he's very good at his job, obviously, but he doesn't do like a background check on his assistants that he hires.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that.
You know what I mean? Like, we've known each other for a year, and I don't know your maiden name, and never asked you that. Who like Davenport, like the toothpaste?
And Monk's nosy.
Right?
Super nosy.
Right? I like that plot hole.
Wow.
I will say mine that I forgot to write down. I'm gonna write it down.
All right. You do that.
Okay. So, I guess Monk isn't afraid of public speaking. Maybe he is at a different point, or maybe they established that at a different point that he's not afraid of public speaking. But it was just something I noticed, so I don't even know if it's a plot hole.
I'm more scared of public speaking than the man with like 20 phobias. So.
And milk.
Okay. Can I go next?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, you kind of pointed this out a little, but in one of the scenes, the stripper takes off his shirt to help Monk clean off his leg because it just fell in mud. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. And
so this was like a continuity error, kind of.
Yeah. He throws it and it's completely dry, but by the time it cuts to Monk catching it, it's already like dirty. It already has mud on it. So.
Yeah. I did notice that. Another one was, okay, so Teresa Scott, the Black Widow, she obviously changed her hair and her name, but she wears the same dress. I mean, she definitely did, because Monk says you wore the same dress to your last wedding.
Okay.
So I guess if somebody figured it out, then they would put together the pieces that you were wearing the same dress anyway. Yeah. Like, what does it matter? But you also changed your hair and your name, so
just wear a different dress.
Wear a different dress. You obviously were making money off of killing people.
Yeah.
You can't afford a new dress. Please. I don't know. I'm salty about the wedding dress. If you're gonna do it 3 times, just get a different dress. Like, I totally would. Criminal or not. Like, what?
Are you saying that you're gonna murder 3 men?
I'm just saying, if I did, I would wear a different dress.
Watch
to
out,
each of my
Jan. Okay.
Oh, you know what? You actually pointed this out, and I thought you were gonna write it down. Randy still being at the hotel. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. Randy gets hurt, and like super badly, and he has a cast, and it's broken. So he went from the hospital back to the hotel. Why?
Yeah.
Like, why?
And because I'm thinking, like, okay, the captain was going to show him photos of the guests, but really?
He was there the whole
he
day.
could do that at the hospital.
Yeah.
He wasn't. Yeah. I thought that was a little
They
much.
did not need to keep him on
Because even the Black Widow was like, "Oh, is he? At which hospital is he at?" And they're like, "Oh, he's upstairs." Yeah. I'm like, yeah, exactly. She would have assumed that he was in a hospital because that's where a normal person would be after they got hit by a car.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so that kind of actually ties into my next plot hole. Would be, can Stottlemyre just take a camera from a tech guy at the crime scene?
Oh, that's true.
Because they're like, "Are you the wedding photographer?" And he's like, "Oh, the wedding photographer never showed up. I borrowed this from one of the tech guys."
He's dead. Yeah, that's
like,
not allowed. But
can you take that? It probably has pictures of the crime scene on it, and you're taking it. I don't know. I thought that was weird. And then what else do I have? Also, who skips out of their wedding that early?
Exactly.
When she tries to take him, and she's like, "We're gonna leave early. Bye."
I
I'm
know.
like,
In
nobody
the middle
thinks that that's
of
weird.
the, like, reception or whatever,
Yeah,
and there she's
like
just-
the beginning. I thought they implied it was like the very beginning of the reception.
Then she like dances, and then she's like, "All right, let's go."
And then let's see, what else do I have? Okay, this is my last one. So I feel like Randy, he did grimace a little bit, but I feel like he would have been in like excruciating pain whenever he was telling. Remember when Stottlemyre's pushing him around on that luggage cart?
Yeah.
And then he carts him into
He's
ballroom,
so casual about it.
and Randy
like,
falls off. Yeah, exactly. He falls off, and then he's like, "Oh, I know you, Darlene Coolidge or whatever," and he's talking the whole time, not in pain, even though his leg again is broken, his arm is broken, and he was just thrown off a luggage cart.
Yeah.
That must have been some very good drugs. Is all I have to say about that. Like, whatever.
Can you hook me up? No.
Too far.
Crazy.
So, yeah, I think that's my last plot hole. What is the next segment? Okay, here we go. Wait.
Do we remember it?
Oh
gosh.
It goes. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. How crazy was Monk this episode? Okay, Toby's absolutely the worst. I can't believe.
I don't know. He's pretty dumb.
He is. I mean, he is.
He is.
He really is. So thanks, Will and Keiko. Thanks for that one.
That's your first strike, Toby.
First strike?
Okay.
Are we counting like 1 million strikes equals 1 strike?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then this is your first strike, Toby. And 27 strikes, you're out. All right. And we've got quite a bit of episodes, so I'm sure he'll make it happen. Toby, don't cry. Don't cry.
Toby.
Now Toby's just in my bed. Okay, this is awkward.
He's
All right. Well, it wasn't like you were doing anything anyway. Whatever. All right.
crying even harder.
Okay, so out of how many?
Out of 10.
Out of 10.
Mine is out of 10 burning birthday cakes.
Oh, that is good. How do we not have that? How
What
do
did
we
you
not
put?
have that on something that... Oh, okay. I do have it on this segment. I put out of 10 Davenport toothpastes.
Oh, that's a good one.
But I like yours. 10 out of 10 monk cake shields. out of 10 cake shields.
Yes.
Spittle shields. Okay, so do you want to go first, or do you want to... do you have crazy moments?
Yes.
Okay, let's name some crazy moments.
Number 1 for me. He thought the stripper was a cop.
Got it?
Yours?
Mm-hmm. Oh, this was actually a cute one. He was trying to sign Randy's cast, and he can't do it perfectly, so he
like
keeps whiting it out and hurting Randy at the same time. That was funny, but that was crazy.
Also, when little Julie,
Yes,
she's
I
like
have
cute.
that.
She's like handing out the flowers.
She's the flower
and
girl.
looks behind her picking up.
Yep, I have that one too. Check.
That
good. Was really funny. I like that part.
It's a good one.
I'll go ahead and just reiterate the one where he creates the flammable cake shield.
Yep.
So Stottlemyre's like, "Oh, it's Monk's invention." He covers up Lieutenant Disher's birthday cake and with cellophane, and then so when he blows out the candle, he blows it out, and then the cake catches on fire because of the cellophane. And then Stottlemyre's like, "Never mind, that wasn't a good idea." I thought that was funny.
That was funny. I don't know if you noticed, this was kind of subtle. It wasn't like super subtle, but it was kind of subtle. Monk was rearranging the food on the dish.
I have that one too. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The hors d'oeuvres. And he's while he's talking, he's just
talking.
like, all right.
Casually solving the murder whilst
organized hors d'oeuvres. Yeah, that was funny. I have when he accidentally catches the garter. When they do the garter toss and they throw it and it lands on him and then he like skips out and throws it up in the air and then he does his like monk twitches because he has a garter on him. I like that one. That was pretty crazy.
When he yells and does his monk twitches when he accidentally steps in mud.
Oh yeah, that was. I mean, yeah. That was crazy. He's holding a wipe. This is my. I think this is my last one.
I have this one.
Okay, that's my last one. No. He's holding the wipe when he's dancing with the bride.
Oh.
He's holding a handkerchief in between their hands and dancing. I'm like, oh, that's rude.
Yes. She's like, you don't want
wedding.
to touch me. Okay. Okay, I have mine. Mine is when they do the cake thing where they take the first slice of cake and they like put it in each other's mouths. And he like stands up and he's like trying to go wipe their faces, but Natalie's like, no.
Yeah, that was funny. That was good. Do you have any more crazy moments?
His styling with
yeah.
That was good.
That was good police work though, I thought. That was good police work. Yeah. Okay, so out of what did we decide? Out of 10 cake shields. Out of 10 cake shields. What did you say?
Monk was 8 out of 10 cake shields.
8?
8.
Are you serious?
Why?
You're not gonna believe my number then.
Yours 10?
Mine is 2. I like how we have the exact same list and we have an 8 and a 2. Okay, so
there's like 7 or 8 crazy moments.
I know, but when I looked back at them, I thought, okay, he tried with the cake shield. Yeah, it's weird, but I actually have seen at parties a lot of people like, yeah, did that person not just spit on that cake? So I'm with Stottlemyre that it was a good idea.
It was a good idea, but it was still like crazy
Monk thinking that the stripper was a real cop. It was
crazy.
Okay, but it was okay, but it was more a oblivious, cute Monk moment than it was him being crazy. I don't know. I'm saying it. What kind of I feel like the rose petals, that was crazy.
That should be like 5 right there. Rose petals. That's their wedding. Their murder wedding, Kandyce.
Okay. Well, I'm giving him 2. Okay. That's my final answer.
I gave him 8.
Okay.
That's my final answer.
All right. Final answer. Oh, I wanted to say something I thought of as a funny moment when I was talking about the cake shield, but it didn't have anything to do with Monk. So when Disher was, when he had his candles, and they're like, all right, happy birthday to you, and they're like, all right, make a wish, and there's a good 20-second complete.
We're just looking at him like, okay.
What does Stottlemyre say? Blow out the candles, Lieutenant. And he's like, okay. And then the cake's like, that was good. I love that. That's a crazy Randy moment.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I also had a quote. Spittle.
Spittle. Yep. Spittle. That's a good word. I like that.
I'm gonna say.
I think I used it earlier, actually.
Episode rating? What would
rating?
you rate this episode?
Can I take a gold chip? Gold
you
chip?
You take a gold chip.
Gold chip. We are not in any copyright whatevers. Gold chip. Could someone tell us how that works, by the way? Are we like allowed to say Oreos and goldfish and stuff?
Oreo.
Because last time I was beeping things incessantly, and then I was like, I don't even know if that's a thing. Like,
I don't think it is.
So this is our second episode, but are you thinking of like a snack that you just really want to eat? Because I totally am.
Like what?
Well, it's my favorite junk, but I don't think I could eat it during this podcast, but I feel like maybe when we get further along, the audience would be forgiving and maybe let me. but my absolute favorite junk food is Flaming Hot Cheetos.
Oh gosh.
And I would be like, oh, spicy. Oh gosh, my mouth is on fire for like 40 minutes. So.
Oh, how crazy was Monk this episode.
How crazy was water break every 5 seconds. Yeah. So, do you have any like snack that you?
No.
No.
I mean, of course there probably is, but I like. Okay. This is a little secret, right? Okay, I like something just given to me. Like today, we're at a sushi restaurant. Super fancy, nice sushi restaurant. But there was so much to choose from. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, this, that. It took me a good 10 minutes to order.
So are you saying that you're indecisive and you also like everything? Is that what you're saying? Okay.
So just hand me something and I'll be like, oh, yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, okay. Dude. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so I think we're already to our last segment.
Yep.
So sad. It went by actually like really super fast.
Yeah. Oh, someone's playing the piano.
But it's still goody. Oh yeah, someone's playing the piano.
Nice.
At least someone can. Toby.
Oh, Toby, shit. He's still crying.
Wait, Toby, why didn't you get the piano? There's literally a piano in there. You could have come up with some type of sound effect.
Please,
this is
such
ridiculous.
an idiot.
What a slacker.
Look at an idiotic slacker.
Okay. Look, can you... Toby, you can't make up for it now. All right, so how about we start rating this episode?
Yep.
You know my rating scale.
I do.
It is interesting. It is monkified. It is
interesting.
It is. Okay, so I think every monk episode deserves a 10. So my scoring scale starts at a 10 and goes from a 10 to 10.1 to 10.9. Okay, and if it's a perfect monk episode, it gets 2 10s. Okay, so this episode, I would like to give it a 10.75. I'm doing it.
It's a 7.5. Okay. Mine's a 7. Mine's a 7.
Okay. All right. I actually did have a 7 before, but then I was like, you know what? 9's a pretty high score to get, but a 10's a perfect. So I don't know. I just felt like 7.
I'm not gonna lie. I put 9.
7.5.
I put 9. Changed it to an 8. My indecisive little butt put a 7.
Oh my gosh. And you think my scale's crazy. Yours changes by the air you breathe. 79. Why the change again?
I was like, oh, that's a 9. And I was like, wait, but that's higher than last episode. I was like, but it's better than last episode. And I was like, no, it wasn't. I went with the 7.
But I mean, I will say last episode was really sad. It was a really serious episode. So yeah. I think probably what you were feeling was that it wasn't necessarily better. It was just more of a classic monk episode.
Yeah.
So, and it wasn't so sad and dark and everything. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you can go, obviously you can change your answer to whatever you want. I'm not the scale police.
I am.
But you are. You're pretty judgy about my scale.
I totally am.
But yeah, I mean, I think that you can just go based off what you felt after you watched it. Because after you watched it, you were like, that was so good. So, I don't think you have to change it if you don't want to, just because it's different. But I mean, I do see the relativity. It's getting pretty late too, so maybe
it is getting late.
So yeah,
let's 12:17 a.m.
It is 12:17 a.m. So yeah, let's wrap this up. So yeah, I gave this a 10.75. I thought it was a pretty solid episode. Compared to last week's, it was obviously a dip. I mean, I feel like overall, just for like the quality of it, not necessarily storyline, but anyway, I thought it was still good. I did think that it was weird that Monk wasn't the main topic for quite a bit of the episode. Like when Natalie and Randy are together for a while, I thought it was weird that Monk was just absent. But I mean, that's okay. There's more Natalie episodes that I'm excited to see. So that's all I have to say about that.
Now I'm excited to see them.
You should be, because I can think of one in particular that's really good.
Really?
Yeah, but it's in a while, quite a while, probably like 4 seasons.
Yeah, so. I hope so.
Anyway, sorry. All right. Do you have anything else to say about your rating? No, I think we talked about your rating. Yeah.
Yeah,
we're good.
So nothing.
Okay, so we will see you guys on our next pod, and we'll be in the regular studio. So from Austin, Texas.
Howdy, y'all.
And we're actually leaving Austin tomorrow. I'm so sad.
Oh my gosh. We've only been here once. We've been here twice. This is the second time.
Yeah, so we're sad to see Austin. Keep it weird, people.
Keep it weird. Howdy from Texas, y'all.
Howdy from Texas, y'all.
And roll the outro.
Roll it.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to the Junk Monk Podcast. We'd love to hear from you, so please rate and review us wherever you listen to podcasts. Also, follow us at Junk Monk Podcast on Instagram.
If you want to know more about Kandyce, she's at Hearteds and Hardhats on Instagram. And if you want to know more about me, Noah L, too bad. Also, you can catch up on Monk with Amazon Prime Video.
Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast.
You'll thank me later.